Well, good morning. I am fasting for the next 2 days. So 18 and a half hours into this fast. So 18 times 3 is 72, if I remember right. 30, 24, 54. No, not quite. Well, doesn't matter. By 2 o'clock, I'll have the first day in the bag. Something came up. Well, let me go first. I slept really good last night, actually. So um, I like sleeping fasted. It's really comfy. And woke up refreshed. Just took my walk, and did my morning stuff. Haven't drunk my coffee yet, but I'll go ahead and make some of that. And it's not going to have any herbs in it. This is just going to be a little bit of salt. And now I'll get into this. Something came up yesterday. A good friend of mine sent me an email on honey, specifically, I guess, pure honey, natural honey. Like, I just grabbed it right out of the bee's mouth's honey, and asked me if that was all right. And of course, for ketosis, it's not all right. It's literally a processed product. I mean, the bees have enzymes that turn pollen into glucose and fructose. From what I understand, though, sucrose, for example, table sugar, is glucose and fructose equally, and they're connected in a bond. Sucrose is a hex, and fructose is a pentagonal. It's five-sided. And the body has enzymes that split that immediately. The glucose is used by everywhere in the body, and again, if it's not used, insulin turns it into fat and stores it. Who knew? Well, you do know. But the fructose has to be metabolized in the liver, so you have to watch fructose. And honey now, essentially, it's a looser bond. It's got, from what I read, I don't know, it's got it's got glucose and fructose, but it's not bonded the same. But it doesn't matter. And then there's this other stuff called corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, which actually has 55% fructose. All right, so apparently sucrose, the table sugar, and bee honey have 50% glucose, 50% fructose, and then high fructose corn syrup, because it's cheaper and sweeter. And essentially, well, I guess the load on a diabetic's system might be slightly less because fructose doesn't spike insulin, but you're going to fatten up your liver and your pancreas, so there's no help there. I mean, really, at the end of the day, there's no benefit. And according to Dr. Berry, he found a study, and they tested glucose-tolerant people and essentially impaired glucose-tolerant people. That means people who are already sick. And they gave them the honey, they gave them table sugar, and they gave them high fructose corn syrup. The curves in the people who were well, number one, all the curves were the same for all the three types of sweetener. And then in the diabetic patients, it was like super high, and it lasted a lot longer. So there's no difference between table sugar, honey, and high fructose corn syrup, pretty much. So what do you want? Do you want bees to refine it? Do you want man to refine it from cane? Or do you want man to go ahead and take the cane and then process it with corn? Or do you want to just give it up altogether? I choose the latter, of course. Give up all sweeteners, all right? Even, for the last 2 days, I haven't used toothpaste to brush my teeth. I floss and I dry brush. And I'm running kind of a test here just to see how my teeth fare, how I feel. Because I just don't want the sweet taste right now. I want to see And also, obviously, I do not want the sodium fluoride. That just actually may be really bad stuff. So let's see how I feel after a week without that. So what to eat today? Nothing. I'm going to make the family a chicken keto dish. It has squash, onions, cream cheese, cream, and those who are eating will probably put it over a bed of rice. I don't think Caro's eating carbs for a while, or at least she's going to reduce processed foods for now and see how that treats her. Couldn't wait, you know. So I'm going to be drinking my coffee. I have some projects I need to work on. I have them sitting here next to me. I have a little hook, and we have masonry here. This stuff. That's just solid brick. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to take some cardboard. I'm going to multiply it by 8. I'm going to cut it into 8 sections. Glue those together, and then screw in the screw, and then screw that whole set onto the glue the whole set onto the wall. There's this stuff called no mas clavos. It's really good, and it holds free. It holds very hard, and it holds for a long time, for years, in fact. And that's just to hang a beautiful calendar my daughter made. It's sitting over there on the table, and I'll show it to you later. She went into publisher, and she put these beautiful paintings for each of the months and the days and the week, days of the week, and the actual dates, the numbers. And it's really beautiful. So we took it over to the papeleria, and we engargolated it, essentially bound it, but with the little metal spirals. And I punched a hole in the middle so that it would fit on my hook. Then I have an exam to make and things. What does that have to do with, like, fat to fit after 50? I don't know. It has to do with me. So I got plenty to keep my busy this morning. So that's there you get it for Scottish accent right then. All right. Well, so we'll catch you guys on a video later. I did find some cool, more out of Duolingo. Again, I like the program. Je pas français. It's over. I learned it. I just actually need to go somewhere and practice it. So I'll probably start listening to more movies. I'll read books and write down vocabulary. Now it's time to do the hard work, actually. But I just needed to kind of come out of my head naturally. Actually, I translate out of Spanish, so who knew? French is much easier to translate out of Spanish. All right, so there we go. I mentioned Duolingo because there's a health circle that you can click on, and it talks about health things like je me sens bien, je me sens malade, I feel good, I feel bad. But it's the typical, you have to do more exercise and eat more vegetables and don't eat meats and whatever. I know more than that because that's why I look so beautiful. And if you have a better way and you look more beautiful than I, then you share me what you know and I will follow it. How's that? I have an open mind. Just show me the money. We'll see you soon. Bye.